Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be talking about, I was going to say former T-Mom star, but she's still on the show. Ironically, she shouldn't be, but she is. We're going to talk about Amber Portwood, her ex Gary Shirley, and the daughter that they share together, Leah Shirley. Because on this past week's episode of Teen Mom, we got to see a clip for next week's episode, which is going to be super interesting. I can already tell. And it shows Gary and his wife Christina consult with an attorney about the possibility of his wife Christina adopting Leah. Cannot wait to hear this. Honestly, from what we hear, just from the short clip that we do here, it seems like Gary and Christina already have like a good chance that they could get Amber on abandonment. And if they could, then Amber would have no say so over Christina adopting Leah. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. We're gonna watch the clip. I'm gonna read this article really quickly just to give a quick rundown, and then we're gonna watch the clip. And next week, if you don't have a way to watch the show, what I've started doing is I've actually started recording clips of the show, like the more interesting clips of the show, and putting them over on my Facebook. I have this clip over on Facebook. I have the clip of Bentley taking his driver's test and driving off to school. That's over on my Facebook. So if you don't follow me on my Facebook, I post a lot of like reality TV news there. I post clips from the show there. And yeah, you can follow me over there if you want to see it. Watching the clip of Leah telling the other mom she wants to be adopted made me so sad for her. I hope the adoption can go through. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Gary Shirley tells his lawyer that Amber Portwood has only seen their daughter, Leah, 4 days in the past year. So it says in a preview for next week's episode of Teen Mom, the next chapter, Gary reveals how estranged his teenage daughter Leah really is from her biological mom, Amber Portwood, while also refuting Amber's recent claims about the situation. In a clip for the upcoming episode, Gary and his wife Christina sit down with an attorney, presumably to talk about the possibility of Christina adopting Leah. We know that's what it's about. We saw last week where Gary told Leah and Christina, I'm gonna seek an attorney to see like what her options are. This is something that Leah has been stating that she's wanted for quite some time. During the conversation, Gary explains to the lawyer that Amber has had little to no involvement in Leah's life, particularly within the last year. He said in the past year, Amber's seen her daughter 4 days. And then the attorney informs Gary that's deemed as abandonment. Gary's comments come less than a week after Amber took the TikTok to defend herself against fans who blame her for Leah having abandonment issues. Amber also fired back at Christina, claiming on a recent episode that it had been more than 4 months since Amber had contacted Leah. On the TikTok Live, Amber denied that her actions or lack of actions have ever resulted in Leah having any trauma and insisted that she had not gone no contact with Leah for months, as Christina had claimed. She said, I did not go 4 months no contact with my daughter, before admitting that she did stay away from Leah, but not because she wanted to. Amber stated, no, I was told to stay away. Not to stay away, but all that stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do that, actually. I want to have my daughter with me. I would love to have my daughter with me. I would love to do mom and daughter things. Amber assured her fans that she was being honest about the situation and maintained that she and Leah have talked about everything from the past already. She also insisted that Leah is only bothered because she's seen old clips of the show online, not because she actually remembers anything ever taking place. According to Amber, what Leah is experiencing is not trauma because she doesn't have any trauma. Amber says, Leah had a rough life, yes, but guys, not everything is trauma. And it's not denial. You can't call everything trauma. I didn't beat Leah. And then she asked, what is she traumatized about? No, she's not traumatized because of me. I didn't do anything to her like that. All right, we'll watch the clip really quickly where they talk to the lawyer. It's a very quick little clip.
In the past year, Amber's seen her daughter 4 days.
That's deemed as abandonment. Your heart?
It hurts. With my having a rare disease,
When she is sick, it terrifies me.
My mom admitted that she relapsed.
Listen, we're here tonight because we love you.
I just let it play on through. I was thinking about something. Sorry. On the clip, it says that stinks as abandonment, but they actually put that's deemed as abandonment. But I feel like that's deemed as abandonment makes a lot more sense. Let's back it up.
In the past year, Amber's seen her daughter 4 days.
that's deemed as abandonment.
Yeah, I think
Your heart?
I think she says that's deemed as abandonment. Either way, that stinks of abandonment. That's deemed as abandonment. Either way, the lawyer knows what she's talking about. 4 days out of a year definitely would be, I would assume that could be considered abandonment. And according to Indiana law, if they can prove that Amber has abandoned Leah, then Amber doesn't have to give the okay for Christina to adopt Leah. She can just do it. And abandonment is trauma. It's so wild that she would claim that her daughter has no trauma, that she has not inflicted any trauma upon her just because she didn't beat her. You know, just because she didn't beat her, she thinks, oh, well, there's no problem with her. I didn't beat her, so she's fine. I have so many clips of Amber too. Let me see what this clip is. Because I have the clip that the Ashley was pointing out, I actually do have that, but we'll watch this really quickly. It's honestly, it's some people just, it's wild, you know, we are still alive. How much people lack self-awareness for what they do. Elle, couldn't Gary file for parental abandonment? I think that's what the lawyer was saying. I think the lawyer was saying, like, if she's only been, like, seeing her 4 days out of the year, you could get her for parental abandonment. And at that point, Christina could adopt. Yeah.
This is my
Really?
call.
I can see how it is because
So
it's just,
I
like, something
have-
that you can learn like over and over again and just fiddle with.
Yeah. So I have BPD and PTSD. I have a lot of mental illnesses and stuff.
Right.
So I go through a lot, and I struggled. My kids had to be adopted out while I was in jail because my ex-husband.
Darling.
So I struggle.
I had many friends like you. Yeah.
So my kids are back in my life, and they're in their 20s.
Nice. Okay, that's good to know.
So the struggle you have with Leah, trust me, be persistent.
Right when you said that, like that's what I was thinking was like me and Leah, sincerely.
Be persistent.
Oh yeah.
Just
keep doing what I'm doing, but
What are you doing? Like, I would, you know, Amber always says, like, it's not me. They told me no. Like, when? Like, because it's so funny when Caitlin and Macy went to Indiana, sat down with Gary, and said, how long has it been since she's seen Leah? Since Amber's seen Leah? He said, oh, it's been about 8 months. I think it was 7. He said, it's been about 7 months. At no point did he say, we told her to stay away. He did not say it's what Leah wants. Leah doesn't want to see her. He just said, it's been about 7 months. And they said, well, do you think maybe we can have a party for her here? That way she can see Leah? He said, yes. I feel like if this was him at that point, in that moment, if this was Gary, Christina, and Leah deciding that they were going to tell Leah she could not, tell Amber that she could not come around, he would have said that then. He would have said, well, she hasn't seen her in 7 months because that's what Leah wants right now. Leah doesn't want her mom around right now. So that's why she hasn't come around. I know for me, I don't think for a second that maybe up until recently, they may have recently told her, we don't want to talk to you. Maybe recently. Maybe since like filming the show. Even filming the show, there's been nothing said on their end that they've told Amber that she can't call or text or have anything to do with them. And even when they had the birthday party and they were sitting there eating, Caitlin and Macy was all trying to work out like, so where do you guys go from here? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for gifting another membership. That is so sweet. Thank you. Not today, Satan got a membership. Thank you so much. We got 11 new members today. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, so when they were all sitting there at the lunch and they're trying to facilitate how to keep this going. Okay, you came, you seen her. Where do we go from here? And Christina was like, well, we can do dinner tomorrow if you want, like if you're free. And Amber's like, yep, that sounds like a plan. And I think it was Caitlin was like, yeah, go ahead and make plans. That way, like, you don't go home and just leave it as it is. Because Amber would go home and just not contact again. Like, the kid it's not the kid's job to contact her, but I think that's what Amber does. I think Amber wants the kid to contact her because one thing that I've noticed is when she's on TikTok lives, she'll say things like, Bubby's going to be calling me in a minute. Bubby's supposed to call me later. I can't be on long because James is going to call me later. So it seems like more than likely, even with James and Andrew, he calls her. Like, how much is she calling him? How much was she calling Leah? How much was she texting Leah? How much was she reaching out to Gary to say, I would like to see Leah. I would like, how can we get together? Can we do something? I feel like if Gary and Leah has finally put their foot down, it's been since filming wrapped. I don't think it was before. But I would like, I have questions, Amber. Like, when did they tell you this? Because if it was since filming, well, what about all during filming? What about before filming? What about for the past 16 years where you have went months without seeing her? So I really do hope Amber needs to thank Gary and Christina for raising Leah when she stepped down. Exactly. It's so crazy to watch Amber act this way and then have Caitlin, who was like, you won't tell me I can't contact my child, and made an email to show this. Isn't it? You have Caitlin, who everybody's like, leave her alone. You know, she's like, I guess I'll quit reaching out, but I'm going to make an email so the child knows that I never gave up. And then you got Amber, who doesn't have a job. I mean, besides filming, she lives like 45 minutes away. Like Caitlin and Tyler, they live states away. Amber lives 45 minutes away and will not get up off the couch to try to do anything to go see her daughter. It's insanity. You know it's bad when a judge lets the father move across country. And one of the claims, the reason that happened is because Andrew was able to prove that over like the course of a year, I think, that Amber had canceled several visitations. So he's like, here I am living in this state. I have no help. I have no family. All my family's there. It's hard for me to get a job. Also, my son can have visitation with his mom, but his mom doesn't even take the visitation. Like, she cancels more than she does it. Like, she cancels more than anything. So the judge was like, you know what? Okay, yeah, go ahead and move, because there's really no point if she's going to cancel so much. I like Elle because she just gets to the point and never call. Oh, thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, I felt so bad about my Kitsy McKee and her kids as well. I did. That was very sad. Hey, Dee. That was really sad to watch that. Amber is full of excuses, but has no legitimate reason to not see her child. She's a different, I agree. Yes, it's insanity. So on next week's episode, we're going to see Gary sit down with the attorney. The attorney either said that stinks of abandonment or that's deemed abandonment. Makes a lot more sense. She said that's deemed abandonment, but I was reading the closed captions, okay? But either way, the lawyer's telling them that she feels that they could get her for abandonment. So I'm super serious. I'm super curious to see where this is going to go from here, to see if they moved forward with filing anything or if it's been at a standstill, if they went and heard their options and then decided to just wait it out. You know, I'm a diehard on another channel, but that channel seems to be getting really bad. Like, ugly, I mean, in my opinion. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sure the 4 times Amber saw Leah were on TV or someone else arranged. I know, right? Right? No crap. Like, it was when they were filming. It was for filming. Yet we know, like, 2 of the situations were filmed. It was for the birthday party, and then for Amber's birthday party, and then Leah's birthday party. So 2 of them were filmed, and it wasn't because Kate and Macy set up one of them. So, yeah, I looked up the Indiana laws. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, in Indiana, a step parent can adopt a child if the non-custodial parent has abandoned the child for at least 6 months. Other circumstances that may allow a step parent adoption without consent include the non-custodial parent has not provided support for more than a year, the non-custodial parent has not made court-ordered child support payments. To adopt a child in Indiana, adoptive parent must complete an application and licensing packet, complete at least 16 hours of training. This is probably to adopt, just to adopt, not like a stepchild. To adopt a child under 18 in Indiana, the living parent must provide written consent. In some cases, the biological parent's consent may not be required. If there's an opposition to the adoption, especially from the other biological parent, the process could take months or years. So there could be a route where she could try to adopt Leah. And they could fight Amber through it. They could take this to court. I don't know. This must be where the lack of child support comes up. Well, we heard that on this season there's going to be this discussion of Amber not paying child support. So I do wonder if that's linked to this. Amber is a child. Leah is the parent. She's equivalent of a child being upset with their parents, slamming the door, saying, "I hate you," when they can't have candy for dinner. That's very true. Very true. Anyways, you guys, next week this episode airs, and like I said, this coming up episode seems super interesting because you have Leah, who she's reconnected with her dad, and her dad found out that he has cancer, and then you have Gary and Christina going to talk to the attorney. You have Cheyenne and Corey dealing with Ryder having her heart issues. So we'll definitely next week, whatever happens, we're going to talk about that. Hopefully, I really hope they've started the steps of Christina adopting Leah. I really do. That's what Leah deserves. Leah deserves to have, to be able to say, "This is my mom," and it to be on paper. So she can feel, I was listening to Lindsay Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best. Kate and Ty interviewed her for their podcast. And she said that she had her stepmom adopt her when she was like 19 or after she turned 18 because her biological mom would never okay it. So she waited till she was an adult and she had it done. And she said the reason she had it done is because Julie was the one that raised her. Julie was a great parent. And because it made her feel more like she belonged in that family versus being like the stepchild. Now, Julie was her mom. Legally, Julie was her mom. And she said it just made her feel so much more like she belonged to that family. I think Amber will definitely oppose it, but I think the judge will side with Leah. Well, if they can get her on abandonment, if they can, then she doesn't even have to, she don't even have to get permission. If they can prove that she has went the time or that they need to prove that she's went without seeing her, then there's nothing she can do. But anyways, you guys, y'all leave me y'all's thoughts in the comment section below. I am all here for Christina adopting Leah. I think that will be great for her. Christina loves Leah as much as she loves her biological children. I agree. God bless Christina, right? Because honestly, Gary's a good dad. Yes, he is. Going back and watching older clips and seeing him being like, "Don't cuss in front of her. Don't cuss in front of the baby. Stop cussing in front of the baby. Don't yell it in front of the baby. Don't hit me in front of the baby." He's really tried to have a stable environment for Leah, with Amber as well, but Amber she couldn't do it. So praise God that he got her out of that situation. And he ended up with somebody like Christina that was just so great for Leah. But yeah, we'll continue to keep an eye on this, you guys. I hope that she adopts her. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Next week, when it airs, we'll talk more about it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, follow me on my other social media platforms. I am trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and we're super close. We're super close. What are we at? 98.2, I think. 98.2. So if you're not subscribed, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.